Hey everybody, Richard James Cook here, creative director of Super Combat Fighter. Thank you all so much for all the support so far. We're just getting started. The campaign just started yesterday, and we're already showing off a lot of cool stuff. We just announced Ernie Reyes Jr., who's like a huge thing to me because I was a huge fan of Surf Ninjas and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all this crazy stuff in the 90s. It's just I'm ecstatic that I'm going to get to work with him, and he even just directed Wiz Khalifa's new music video. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, so I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about, we've been doing some community outreach, and a lot of people seeing the game right up front on the surface and stuff like that, are kind of coming at it with, hey, this is an MK clone, this is like a Mortal Kombat thing. And I'm not going to lie, I was very inspired by Mortal Kombat, that's obvious, that we're using digitized actors and stuff like that. And I'm not really trying to stray too far from that traditional, really familiar formula for people who really love those types of games. But instead, what we're doing, we're approaching it in this content-driven way. And what we're going after is showing a variety of different things that you're going to be able to do within the game, so that it's not just what you would call a Mortal Kombat clone. We're going to have a lot of different match modifiers and stage interactivity and all kinds of stuff. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today was one of our key features, one of our key modes, something you would never find in Mortal Kombat, honestly. But it was actually inspired by Marvel vs. Street Fighter. And when you get into the final boss battle of Marvel vs. Street Fighter, it's Apocalypse, and he starts out like this normal-sized guy, but then he becomes huge. He becomes half the size of the stage, and you're not fighting Apocalypse anymore necessarily. You're fighting his arm and his head, and he's throwing punches, and he's just doing all kinds of stuff. But one thing we took from that was, at least for me, whenever I first experienced it, was wow, he's huge. This is he's so overwhelming and just powerful and stuff. And also, I want to play as him. I think that's what a lot of us thought, and I believe you can play as him. I think if you mod it or something like that, or there's a cheat code, but he doesn't have that many moves because he's a giant. But anyway, it just felt great to be able to experience that, and we wanted to take that and kind of bring it to Super Combat Fighter, but in a multiplayer way. We wanted both players to have the the availability to become giants and just beat the crap out of each other. So we started thinking about how we wanted to do that, and so one of the games that came up through that process was Smash Brothers. And in Smash Brothers, I believe it started with Smash Brothers Brawl. Maybe it was Melee. It's been a while, but in Smash Brothers, there's something called a Final Smash ball. I think that's what it's called. I'm sorry if it's not. Anyway, you smash this ball and you get the Final Smash, which is your character's ultimate power move. They become just so powerful, and they're able to knock people right off, instantly and stuff like that. I think I was thinking Sonic when he becomes Supersonic from his Final Smash, and he just goes around and flying around the screen, knocking people all around and stuff like that. But anyway, it was that kind of play of an ultimate power move that you wanted to attain through the match. And so we wanted to take that to giant mode in Super Combat Fighter, and we have that orb floating around. We call it, tentatively, it's called the giant orb. But you smash it, and the first person that smashes it becomes the giant version of themselves, and they blow up to half the size of the stage. Now all of a sudden you're fighting your opponent who's a giant, and you're still a little guy, and you have to figure out how to approach that. So you chip away at his health, and you avoid his big hammer fist attacks and things like that. But also during this part of the battle, you're fighting for the orb again. The orb is still floating around, and you're trying to smash it too. So it becomes a keep away thing for the giant character who doesn't want the smaller player to smash the orb and become big, and it becomes kind of a goal for the normal sized player to try to smash that orb as well. So what happens whenever you smash that orb as the second player and one player is already giant? Well, you both become giant. That's what happens. So both players, they blow up and become giant, and then it just becomes a button mashing, test your might style of game where everybody's trying to button mash the fastest until the time limit runs out. And whoever does it the fastest within the time limit is going to get the win. They're going to get the victory. So this is just like one mode of many different features we have planned for the game that's, really going to blow it outside the realm of just another Mortal Kombat like game, right? This is all about variety. We have a bunch of other stuff we're going to announce. Like tomorrow we're going to talk about stage interactivity, and we're going to talk about match modifiers throughout the campaign and just all kinds of cool stuff. So I hope you'll stick around. I hope you'll learn a little bit more about the game and realize that, this could be something really great. And hopefully you will back the campaign, get a great reward out of it. We have a lot of awesome stuff there. And stick around for the announcements. We have some other really cool announcements coming that I'm really excited about. Maybe some other characters, other people you might want in the game as well. Think about it. Anyway, thank you all so much for the support of the campaign. Keep sharing it, keep helping us out, and I will see you all soon. Thank you very much.